Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor X here with Good Clean Gaming RX, and today, since it's Wednesday, I'm going to try a different game or a new game. I've been getting a lot of likes with Subnautica, but I mentioned on a Discord, I don't think it was mine, it was on this server that I'm about to join, that I was going to do some recording on Eco today. So that's what we'll be playing. This is the game Eco. It's in beta currently, and it's, I believe, $30 to get into it. And that gets you right into the game. So we're going to go ahead and join the server that I play on, and because they've reset the server, this happens every 90 days or so. I'm going to start over with a whole new avatar and all the new stuff. So we'll just go from the bottom. So Eco is I suppose you could call it a survival game, although you can't really die. So the point of the game is not necessarily to survive in the normal sense. The point is more to save your entire world. There is a meteor actually up in the sky, and if you don't get the world saved in between now, whenever you start, and whenever the meteor hits, you don't blow up the meteor. It will hit the world and totally wreck it. So we're going to go ahead and customize our avatar a little bit. This is a little bit more of a low polygon game, and so it keeps things simple and focuses more on gameplay and less on looks. Although it still does look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and save that, and that's our character. I can get into third person here if I want to, like that. And first we're going to go over controls. So welcome to Eco. Around you is a living ecosystem rich with plants, animals and natural resources. Let's take a look around. So you can press tab to toggle the mouse cursor on and off. Basically allows you to get into your inventories or anything like that. You can use the W, A, S and D keys to move around in the world. And you can press space to jump. And those are your basic controls. So we've kind of gotten into a heavily settled place here, but I don't see any trees, and I like to start off an area with trees because we need them for a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and click on these. These are the tutorials. So this one says the meteor. Brace yourself and look up. There's something orbiting in the sky you need to see. So we need to find the meteor in the sky. It doesn't look like it's up currently, so we're not going to be able to see it quite yet. And setting up camp. So we can drag the starter camp over to our taskbar. This is just by selecting it and then clicking and dragging. Okay, and then we're going to put that down here in a minute. Because I was an alpha backer, I've got the alpha goggles and the alpha hat. So I've got those on now. And we're going to go ahead, I see a tree over here. We're going to go ahead and hit M. And that allows you to open up the map. And there we go. Let's go ahead and look at turn the trees on so that we can see those. And we should, there we go. So we can see a lot of trees over here. This is, it looks like, in the colder region. I'm going to see about settling maybe over here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and open this, and I'm going to hit drop marker. And that'll just drop one right there, and we'll go and get to that one. Obviously it's going to be a bit of a walk, so I will get to show you a little bit about the world of Eco. So Eco is a simulated ecosystem. It's got different animals. There's an elk over there. There's a turkey. It's also got wolves, it's got foxes, it's got, let's see here, bison, it's got hares, rabbits, right there. All the animals currently will run away from you. Don't know if they've actually, if they're actually going to put in any animals that will run away or that will attack you or not. But right now they all run, so you don't have to worry about getting attacked by anything, which is good in the early game. This server has been built up a little bit more, and so there's some developed buildings, so I can show you a little bit about what can be done here. So you've got dirt ramps here that you can build. This person's got a massive big house made out of stone. This is a workshop. Fear Nick, I suppose, is his name. Different crafting stations. This is all glass walls. So it's you know, it's got a simple graphic style, but it's a beautiful game nonetheless. So I've played, gosh, I don't know how many hours in this one. I'd say probably 50 or 60 hours total, and it's quite fun. It's a little bit grindy at times, but I think that's kind of to be expected with just about any survival game that you play. So we're going to go ahead and come over here. There's no fall damage in eco, so that means you can jump off wherever you want, and your only concern is getting back up again. That one's owned. Yep, these are all owned. Okay, so because this one has been rather heavily built up, that means that the world is probably owned by a lot of different people. There we go. So we're going to come over. Oh dear, yeah, it's very heavily owned. Trees. We need to find somewhere with trees and somewhere that's not all bought up. This area over here might work actually. So we're going to come over this way. As you can see, there's quite a bit of architecture already built up on this one. I think this was been running for, gosh, I don't know, 10 or 15 days, I think, by the looks of things. There's no mechanically advanced structures quite yet, but it looks like they've got a decent road system going. It's all dirt, so it's not, you know, built up into stone or asphalt or anything yet, but it's a decent size. Okay, so we've got some trees over here. We're going to go ahead and climb up here and see if we can find a place to put our house. Let's see here. We'll climb up here. There we are. This looks like it could be a decent place. Let's go ahead and come over here. We've got water. I think we'll just put it right here. We can go ahead and get some food off of these berry bushes. And we'll go ahead and put our camp down. So you can place by right clicking. And there we go. We've got our starter camp placed. We can go ahead and let's see here. This one's about food. Nutrition meter is unlocked. You can track your calories and nutrients here. That's right down here at the bottom left of the screen. The better quality and more balance your diet, the faster you gain skill points. So this one's got a base of 20 skill points per day. Each slice represents a different nutrient. Optimal balance is 25% of the entire pie of each nutrient. So we've got carbohydrates, protein, fat, and vitamins. The pie shrinks as your calories go down. If you run out of calories, you can't work until you eat. So you can still walk around, you can climb, you can do all those different things, but you can't work until you've got food again. So we can mouse over the food in our toolbar, and that'll tell us what kind of things we've got here. So this one's got carbs and vitamins in it, and it's worth 80 calories. And for this mission, we need to eat food containing carbohydrates, protein, fat, and vitamins. So we can go ahead and eat this, and that'll get us the carbohydrates and vitamins. Let's see here, foraging for food. We've got the huckleberries. We need corn, beets, and tomatoes before that one can be completed. And here we have property. So we can look at our tent and press E to get into the inventory in here. And the authorization tab here shows us what we can access. We've got this one's authorized for only us. It belongs to our deed, the Raptor X spire. We have the ability, once we've picked up the tool right here, the land claim stake, we can put that into our hotbar, and that allows us to claim land as our own. So I'm going to go ahead and put these tools into my inventory as I normally do, into my hotbar. I'm going to go ahead and put in the food that we have, and then we can also craft things in here. So we're going to need to make a campfire and a workbench, and for that we're going to need to cut down some trees. So I'm going to go ahead and close the map here. You can just do that by pressing M. And we're going to target a rock here and left click it to break it apart, just like that. And then click it again and break up the larger chunks. And that gets you rock pieces, or stone as it's called in this game. We're going to need 12 of them for making a campfire. And you can only actually carry 20 of them, or 20 of anything really, at once. We can put it into our stockpile here by right clicking, and that puts those into there. We're going to go ahead and get the axe here and see about chopping down a tree. Let's see here, this one looks like it's been harvested a little bit. We're going to go ahead and no, we can't hit that anyway. We're going to go ahead and chop off the limbs here. Makes a little bit less of a mess that way. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and chop it down this direction. So once this has been chopped down, we'll be able to chop it into smaller parts. There we go, that's down. And we can just do a left click there and then pick it up with E. And that gets us 20 wood. Go ahead and put that into here. Access our starter site by using E. And then we'll be able to order a workbench, which will take 30 seconds to build. And then we'll also order a campfire, which will take 12 stone and 3 wood, which we also have, and that will order and stack onto the crafting queue. So, our next order of business is going to be building some things in our workbench. And that's completed, so we can go into our storage here and pull our workbench onto our hotbar. And then come over to, we'll just put that right here. We can use Q to rotate it. And then we'll just stick it right there. And now we can access our workbench, and we can make some things. So these hewn logs are what we're going to use for making our house. Currently though, they are quite expensive. It takes 2 logs to make 1 hewn log, and that's quite a lot of logs to go through. So we're going to go ahead and see about unlocking. Let's see here. No, we can't access those yet until we've got a little bit farther into the game. So we're going to go ahead and open the Authorization Ui here, following our tutorial. There we go, Authorization Ui, and by clicking on the property name. There we go, and this gives us the Authorization Ui, and basically it tells us who can access it. So it's just us right now. Okay, getting equipped. We've gotten into the tent. Navigate to the storage tab, and we're going to drag the stone axe onto our taskbar here and select it. There we go. And let's see here, this one is about the stockpiles. So we've chopped down the tree until it falls over. We're going to chop the felled log into pieces, pick up the pieces with E, and pop them into our stockpile. There we go. And that gives us 10 logs in the stockpile, and it looks like our stockpile is full. So we're just going to place these on the ground, and we're going to come in to our inventory over here and pick up our campfire. We'll place that in the world like so. And now once we get into here, we can go into crafting and we can make charred tomatoes. These are again 1 tomato per thing, and it's going to take us 5 minutes a piece. 5 minutes a piece? 3 minutes a piece to make one of those. So we're going to go ahead and get those started. We're going to pull in some logs from our stockpile and start cooking those. And then we're going to go ahead and eat the tomato here that we have left, the one raw tomato. That'll get us 4% carbs, or 4 carbs, 1 protein, and 3 vitamins. And that will let's see here, that'll get the food containing protein. Next we just need to get 1 containing fat, and that'll get us unlock the food right here. So we've got the stockpiles. Let's go ahead and chop over a tree, and that'll unlock that last thing right there. Chop it this way so it doesn't fall into the water. That is the nice thing about eco, is that when you chop over a tree, it falls over, unlike some games, which we all know of, where they are stuck up in the air. No, these ones actually fall over. Okay, so our next mission. Crafting is done through a system called work orders. Work orders can be queued up and rearranged as they progress. Work orders will use nearby tables and storage to fulfill work orders. Storage links can be managed by interacting with the tables. You can order more products than you have ingredients. Work orders will pause and resume depending on available resources. So we're going to go up to the tent, and we're going to click on the workbench right here, and we're going to order. And as I've already got one of those, we're going to just kind of cancel this. I've kind of done this out of order, haven't I? Okay, so claiming land. We've got land claim stakes right here, and we have land claim papers. So we're going to select those, then we're going to land claim stake from your tent and select it, and we're going to claim some land. So I want to take this piece here, and this piece here, that piece there, and I want to go ahead and get some of the ones that have trees on them. So I'm going to come over here and select this one and this one, and that will make sure that we have some trees that we can cut down and harvest, because trees are critically important in this game. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hop back over here. Oh, we still have one left. Let's go ahead and claim this one then. And that way we have 3 trees. Okay. Oop. And then as soon as you deselect that tool, it goes back to normal colors and you can see everything as you should. Okay, so we've placed down a workbench. Let's go ahead and pick this one back up. There we go. And then we'll place it down. There we go. Place down the workbench. We're going to find the hewn log recipe. There we go. And we're going to order one of those. And we're going to go over to our stockpile and pick up the hewn logs from here. There we go. So that's material processing. Okay, let's see here. This is building. Many crafting stations in Eco require enclosed rooms to work. Building requires both a hammer and a material to place blocks. The hammer can place different forms of the same material. Changing the form type with Shift plus the scroll wheel will change the different types, so stairs, windows, walls, that kind of thing. In order to be considered a room, a few rules must be followed. A maximum of 2 blocks of empty spaces in the walls and no spaces in the roof. So you can have too wide for a door, too wide for a window, or too high for a door. You can't have holes in the roof. So we're going to get at least 4 logs in hand. We're going to need to make those here. Hewn log. Make 3 of those. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and pick those up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We're going to go ahead and put those into our inventory. We'll get the stone hammer. There we go. Select the form that we want. So in this case, we're just going to use the foundation form. And we're going to put those in place there. And put another one, say, right here. And another one right there. And we'll just put another one right there. Okay, so that's got another little mission created, or finished rather. Okay, collect more wood, craft it into hewn logs, and fully enclose a room with walls and ceilings. So, we've got to get some more wood and make as many hewn logs as we can. So we're just going to create, say, 50 of these. Here we go. And we need 100. Oh, we're too hungry to work now. Okay, let's come back over to our campfire and see, I believe, storage, there we go. We've made a charred tomato. We'll go ahead and eat that. There we go, good. And that's greatly increased our food. And we're now getting 22 skill points per day. Good, we've got the logs. We're going to go ahead and put these in our inventory over here. There we go. We're going to pick these ones up again by hitting E and place those in there as well. And that will get us some more hewn logs. And we'll go ahead and chop this one up into pieces. There we go. And place those in here. Now, a little tip for you. When you're first starting out and you're going, oh my goodness, this is a lot of logs, I can't make all these, what am I going to do? You don't have to build the entire house out of logs. So if you come into your workbench or your storage here, you can access it from the workbench too. Well, there's another person over there. Josh will be. Okay, if you get stones like this and you place them down in the world, they will actually count as foundation blocks. So we can mine these out, and then once we've mined them out of the way, we can actually place them back down where they were, and it will make it think that this is part of a house. And that'll be about it for today. So we've run out of time again, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below whether you like this game and if I should keep playing it, or if you want to go back to Subnautica, do a balance of both. Kind of let me know what you're liking watching, and what I can do to make the channel better, and I will do my best to do those things. So this has been Raptor X with Good Clean Gaming RX, and yesterday I gave you guys a challenge to write a note to someone that you love, telling them that you love them. For yesterday's challenge, I wrote a note to my wife, and she quite loved that. So I will have to make that a practice to do that more often. Let me know in the comments what you guys did, if you accepted the challenge and did it yourself, or if you kind of wimped out on that one. That's okay, we've got another challenge today. Today's challenge is to find someone you know and love and give them a hug. It's not something that everyone does all the time, but it can really mean a lot to people, especially to someone who you don't do it a lot, and they've really been wanting one. So go ahead and do that, and let me know in the comments who you gave a hug to, and I will let you know in tomorrow's video who got mine. Alright everyone, take care, and I will see you in the next video. Ta-ta.